I can't lie, I do feel utterly frustrated and disappointed with that result. City go away to the Stadium of Light and draw 0-0. 2 points dropped in a title race that is very tight, with Arsenal, who are looking like the clear favourites now, 4 points clear. Honestly, I don't even know what I can even. I don't even know where to start. Overall, I actually don't think City played badly. We kept a clean sheet, and people have had question marks over our defence this year. And in the past, I don't know, 3-4 games in the Premier League, we have looked very solid defensively. That is one positive we can take away from this draw. Even though it feels like a defeat, there is these games that are draws and they feel so much like defeats because of the context and the weight of points dropped at this stage. I don't think any City fan's going to be happy with the draw considering the context, but yeah, it wasn't a really bad performance. I don't think. I think we were all right. We created chances going forward, created more in the second half. I think some of the substitutions really did change the game. I think Rodri came on and he steadied the ship, and his presence was really felt. We'll get onto that further in the video. And Doku for Savino was also a big one. He created a lot of chances down that left-hand side, as he always does. Again, we'll talk about that more later in the video. Arsenal at home to Aston Villa. I thought this was going to be a banana skin for Arsenal, especially considering they dropped points to them not long ago away at Villa Park. And Unai Emery being a bit of a bogey manager for Arteta, and just Villa being a bit of a bogey team for Arsenal anyway. I don't think Unai Emery's lost at the Emirates. Well, until the other day, I don't think he'd lost at the Emirates since he'd left Arsenal. That was a statement win, whichever way you want to spin it. I had a row with my dad after that game because I was like, flipping heck, 4-1 at home to Villa. That is a statement win if I've ever seen one. He was like, no, it's just a good win. It's a statement win. Not only is it 4-1, but they went and they ended Villa's 11-game winning streak. Villa were only about 3 or 4 points off Arsenal going into the game, maybe a little bit more, maybe 5 points. And people were considering them in a title race. So for Arsenal to just go and show them levels, because that's what happened, they went and showed them levels the other day, just goes to show the quality that Arsenal have and how difficult this title race is going to be for Manchester City to go and win. I heard people saying earlier in the season that if Pep wins this league, it'll be one of his biggest achievements as a manager, because I do think he's the underdog this year, and I don't think he's ever really the underdog going into a league campaign like this. So yeah, one key performance that I want to mention from the Arsenal game was Odegaard, and he appears to be back to his absolute best and what you'd expect from Odegaard. Last season he wasn't really up to scratch. A lot of people were disappointed with him, but it appears that the appointment of Eze has really spurred him on to, snap into action. Because he looked like he could have even played DM in that game. Like the tackles he was making, I think he nicked it off Sancho at one point, and ended up setting up a goal. So Odegaard looked really good, and the Arsenal midfield looks class. I don't know when Rice is going to be back from injury, because we found out just before the game, or maybe the day before, that Rice wasn't going to be playing, and that will be a massive miss for Arsenal. Maybe not as much as it would have appeared, because I found out that news live on stream with the catch up with the lads on the catch up, and straight away we all revised our results, and I went from like 1-1 to 2-1 Villa, or 2-0 Villa, considering Rice wasn't going to be there. So I don't know. I don't know. Arsenal look very strong. The strength and depth is clearly there. And yeah, I do think, I don't know what's going on with the Eze situation. I think that's 3 games now where he's not come off the bench for a marquee summer signing like he was. There must be something going on there, he's been very inconsistent. But Odegaard, yeah, he looks like he's got that position nailed down at the moment. So, I mean, from a City perspective, it all looks very uninspiring right now. But it isn't all doom and gloom. We know City have, been a lot of points behind in a title race before, and we've managed to claw it back. So it isn't all doom and gloom. Again, the shining lights from that game, Rodri came back on, and he looked really good. He looked, straight away, his quality and his presence was felt. You can just tell that he's a Rolls Royce player. You can tell that, his quality is so high. Um, as soon as he came on, you could really feel that. I don't know whether Rodri can get back to his Ballon d'Or best, but even if he gets to 70-80% of what he was, it's going to be a massive, massive boost for Manchester City, because Nico G's been amazing. I'm a big fan of Nico G, but the step up in quality from Nico G to Rodri is huge. I don't know whether Pep will try and play both of them when they're both fit. I don't know what's going on with Nico. He did pick up a little bit of a knock, played through it a little bit, and then came back off. He's going to be a big miss, especially if Rodri's not fully fit yet. I don't think Pep would have been wanting to play Rodri at all in this game against Sunderland, especially considering the profile of the team being physical. That midfield of Xhaka and some of the other lads that are literally like dogs. We saw it in the game. They were literally, every time a City player got on the ball, they were surrounding them like a pack of hyenas or something, nibbling at the ankles and leaving a bit on us every time, which I'm not going to complain about, because that is why Sunderland have got to where they are at the moment. But it definitely unsettled City. So to start the game, Sunderland came out firing. They came out pressing us. We looked startled, City, at the beginning of the match. We looked frightened of Sunderland, if I can say that. Left back Nico O'Reilly looked under pressure. I think he came off in the 55th minute for Gvardiol. And that's another person actually that I really want to talk about, Gvardiol. So when he came on for Nico O'Reilly, he didn't look up to scratch. I don't know whether it's my dad said that he might be getting tired. He's playing a lot of games. He's still a young lad, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, he didn't look great today. Yesterday, and I don't think he actually looked great against Nottingham Forest as well. But we know his quality as well, so we know he'll come back. But Gvardiol, he looked way more of an attacking threat than even Haaland. Like some of his movement and the chances that he had was really good, and we saw him, in that left back position. He looks just so comfortable and confident, considering that's not his natural position. His natural position being a centre back, which actually at centre back he's looked quite shaky this year. I think it was great to see him back at left back and get bombing forward like that, and creating chances and stuff. It was really good to see, and it was really inspiring for City. And I actually think that could have been a bit of a boost for us, because in the second half we did look a lot better, I thought, and we created a lot more chances. So yeah, Gvardiol, I was really buzzing with his performance, and I don't know, maybe we can start thinking about putting Gvardiol back at left back, and maybe play Ake a bit more as well, because Ake had a very solid performance. So maybe we can think about putting Diaz and Ake together, and then maybe playing Gvardiol, rotate Gvardiol and O'Reilly, because I don't think Gvardiol's looked great this season, as I said before. Doku coming back from injury, his cameo was absolutely great. As we would have expected from Doku, taking people on, creating chances, balls into the box, but nothing quite came off for us in the end. So I don't know. Sometimes that's just the way it goes at a tough stadium like that. That is just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, very inspired by Doku's performance. I think it'll be great to get him back into the side. With regards to Savinho, he started the match. I actually don't think he had that much of a bad performance. A lot of City fans aren't happy with him. I've seen a match review where people were saying Savinho was terrible. He looked so out of his depth. I don't think that was the case. I don't think he's looked as bad as he has done in certain games. I never really think... he has had a few howlers, but Savinho took a few players on. He created a few chances. His output still isn't there. There was a few chances that he definitely should have put away that he didn't, which was disappointing. Haaland, he had a shocker for me. It was one of the worst performances I might have seen him have. Every time he got on the ball, he didn't look like he was doing anything to help the team. In fact, there was a few passes that went astray and a few chances that you would have expected to be Haaland's bread and butter that he didn't put away. But this is one of the most prolific strikers in the world. He's one of the best strikers, I've ever seen in football, certainly. So I'm not going to get onto him too much. He's allowed to have an off game. The other guy I want to talk about is Ryan Cherky. Talk about him every game at this point. But bombing down that right wing and causing a ruckus every time he got the ball, taking people on, whipping balls into the box. Again, sort of what you want to see from, I don't know, the kind of player like Haaland or something like that, or Foden in this kind of game to step up to the level Cherky did, because I really do think Cherky stepped up. And again, pulling the strings, everything was going through Ryan Cherky. So, listen, it's not all doom and gloom. City had an off game, but yeah, listen, we didn't concede. Also, very unlucky for Bernardo Silva's goal not to be counted. It was offside, but it was very marginal. And on a different day, City win that game. But Sunderland played really well. I cannot knock them at all. Credit to them. They really showed City this game how good they are, because when they came to the Etihad, I think a lot of City fans were underwhelmed. Well, not underwhelmed because we won the game, but we were expecting more from Sunderland because of how they've, their form in the league this year. Really overachieving and punching above their weight. So we expected better from them when they came to the Etihad, and we beat them 3-0. So, today was a bit of get back for them. Me and my dad were saying that, my dad was saying after the Sunderland game, he was like, bloody hell, these lot aren't anything to be talking about. Why is everyone banging on about these lot, like saying they're overhyped? And that is why, because we went there yesterday and we did get knocked about a bit, battered and bruised. I'm sure a lot of the lads will be feeling sore today, because it was a very tough game. Arsenal looking on fine form. City needs to sign Semenyo. I think that'll be a big boost. I think if Arsenal manage to get him, I don't think it's looking like they are. Looks like City have agreed personal terms with him, but I think if Arsenal did manage to get him, that would seriously increase their title hopes, because that left winger position, they could do with the likes of a Semenyo there, even though Trossard's been great and Martinelli's actually been decent. But another positive we can take from this week is United drew to one of the worst teams in Premier League history in Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm not overly surprised, to be honest, at that result. I was actually looking at that and thinking, Wolves could nick something here. It just is the kind of fixture that United in, modern Manchester United would drop points to. Not overly surprised, but I'm still happy that Wolves managed to get a result there. United fans have got to be fuming about that, surely. I don't know how a lot of United fans just blindly back Ruben Amorim, because he's just not good enough for me. And I think that's so obvious to say. Like, it's so obvious. They were 17th, 16th, 15th last year. So yeah, I just don't know how that guy managed to get the United job and then how he's still in it. It is crazy to me. Chelsea, did they get beat by? They think they drew 2-2 to Bournemouth. We're at home to Chelsea on Sunday, so they've got Caicedo out for that match. So you would have thought City go and win. Go and beat Chelsea. I think they've got like 1 win in 6 or something like that. So they've just sacked Enzo Maresca. They're looking at this Liam guy from France. Looks a bit of a shocking appointment to me. I don't know why you'd want to be signing that guy. I've seen that video of him, telling whoever he manages, telling their lads like they need to step up and that. He just looks like some PE teacher from London. It's a bit of a weird. I don't know why he'd sack Enzo Maresca like that. In that fashion. But I've seen rumours that he's going to go to City. Don't even come near the Etihad Stadium, Enzo Maresca. I don't want him anywhere near the City job. I don't know. In fact, I'm going to do a video on that, but I don't want him anywhere near the City job. Overall, City fans, I don't think it should all be too doom and gloom. We know we can win this title. We've done it too many times before. We've come back from points drops. We're only 4 points behind. That game at the Etihad in a few months' time will be a big one. We're 4 points behind now. We might get, I don't know how the points gap's going to fluctuate between now and then, but it's looking like that's going to be a very important game for City, and that has to be that's a must-win game. It is. So listen, it all sets up nicely for this title race. I think it's going to be a very dramatic campaign. Up the Blues, Arsenal. I hate you. Do one. Catch you all in a bit. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Really helps me out. Nice one, lads. See you in a bit.